Alright, so inside the reactor...
God, it was hot in there.
Lots of steam.
You know, there was a lot of Genova imagery back then, now that I think about it. This is Genova, right? It won't open. Yes, Cloud, the place marked for Genova.
So that's the thing, if you remember in the future of
Sephiroth's like, I'm Batman.
What the heck?
Yeah, Sephiroth was on the bottom of the stairs to begin with. He did not went there.
They just wanted to have totally do that.
Whatever. That doesn't really matter much. This must be the reason for the malfunction. This part is broken.
You see, Tio, that was just a glitch in the original. He was originally supposed to be up there with Cloud.
Cloud, go shut off the valve.
No,
why do I have to do it?
It's the anniversary of Half-Life 2. Fuck off.
Which reminds me,
if we shut off Valve, who's gonna
download it for free?
If we shut off Valve, who's gonna manage Steam? Why did it fail? Why? It had everything.
Can you even manage a lot of the time?
Blue Dragon. Why did it fail? Blue Dragon had everything lined up to succeed. Why did it fail? Oh, Joe, doing this will never put you in the same level as Professor Gast. This is a system that condenses and freezes Mako energy. That is, when it's used as intended. I know I've already said this before, but while it did not convince me in the first remake, in Rebirth, I've come to warm up to the new Sephiroth voice actor. Yeah. He really got better in Rebirth, in my opinion. No,
Zack's VA also good.
Yeah.
But apparently no.
No. I still miss Rick Gomez. I'm sorry, but I do. I miss Rick Gomez was so good as Zack.
Sephiroth's replacement was always good for me, but I'm sorry. Even with the improvements, he still just does not measure up to George Newbern.
Alright, I need to mention this. Unfortunately, we do lack the jump scare of Cloud seeing the Maconoid inside the pod. This is weak.
What is that? What's inside this thing? Like, would it have killed him to have just drawn
or
something?
Copy-pasted from the original.
I guess they figured in that case it might look a little too low poly in comparison, but come on, guys.
Yes, the ones we're here to take care of. Hell, you could have just shown, even if they showed a picture, just a picture, that would have still been better than nothing.
Like, I guess you can make an argument, oh, it's your imagination doing the work, but if there was nothing to compare to, yes, I will agree with that. But, the original made a point to make it a sudden, kind of jump scare moment.
Normal members of Soldier like you are humans that have been showered with Mako. You're different from other people, but still human.
Until the radiation kicks in.
But these subjects, they've been exposed to far higher concentrations of Mako than you. From a moment I thought we were going to have like the soldiers were going to have a man spider type of arc.
Normal members of Soldier like me? You mean you're different?
That's a long story.
Cloud, please don't trigger him. Hey, Sephiroth!
Could it be that
it'd be funny if it turns out Zack is technically the reason Sephiroth went crazy, but no, it's actually Genesis.
Was I created the same way? Am I the same as all these monsters?
It's worth noting that going with the revelations that we got from both Crisis Core and the First Soldier, this Sephiroth is genuinely just going mad for this. He should know that it's not the case.
You saw all of them were human.
Human? What are you saying?
I'm saying they were human. Weren't you listening?
Do you not pay attention?
Ever since I was little, I felt that I was different, that I was special.
And now the words of Glenn, insulting and calling him a cyborg, kind of assumes an even darker tone.
But not like this. Am I even human?
Now this would be a good time to reflect and know that you still feel human despite your genetic makeup and not go insane and burn down my village, okay?
I couldn't
I
make
couldn't make sense
sorry.
of what Sephiroth
Sorry.
was saying at that time.
And we're also
My
gonna
bad.
have the scene where Sephiroth lashes out and lets one of the Makonoids out.
In hindsight, I should have maybe have suggested a therapist to him.
You know,
Damn, Shinra. The more I hear, the more I hate them.
first Sephiroth, then Krelian in Xenogears. You always cast me as the insane ones.
Bottom cheater.
Who would
I
have
guess
thought
if-
the Mako
Oh.
reactor held a secret like that?
Yeah.
When we returned to Nibelheim, Sephiroth went down to the basement
And he
and, well,
disappeared.
disappeared.
Then he up and disappeared, right?
Yeah, I just said that.
Kinda, sorta. He'd gone
this-
to the biggest building
yeah,
in
this-
Nibelheim.
In this universe, in the world of Final Fantasy VII, people really find it hard to pay attention, apparently.
The villagers used to call it the Shinra Mansion, but it had been abandoned by the time we were born.
It was haunted!
No, literally. In Curse Core, it's one. It has a couple of spots in the 7 legends of the place.
Yep.
Shinra used it way back when. I heard that's where Sephiroth was and went to get him.
And he stabbed me. Luckily, you don't see the mark, but yeah.
Oh, he stabbed Tifa, but that's later.
Hey, did you know you were born in a lab?
I easily want to kill everyone.
A life form in status was apparently found in a 2,000-year-old geological stratum. Professor Gast named this life form Genova. X year, X month, X day. Wait, was this written by Capcom or something? Genova mentioned. Genova project approved. Mako reactor 1 selected as test site. They also apparently
Video
made
game writers can't commit to dates.
this. Apparently, they also made a robot that shoots bees. My mother's name is Genova. Genova project. Is this just a coincidence?
Actually, your mother's name is...
Well, it's complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom, go with that.
You should ask your dad.
Professor Gast, why didn't you tell me anything? Why did you have to die? Because he was probably also a dick, so like every
Well,
scientist.
no, Gast
No.
unfortunately had a bad circumstance if you forgot the flashback.
Based on what we know too, but for all we know, maybe he had a dark side too.
I mean,
Leave me alone.
I'm busy.
To be fair, we know how Gas died, Hojo. So yet another thing Sephiroth can thank his dear old
And he
dad
genuinely
for.
wanted. Remember, he also married Ifalna and had a child. With,
All right, now it's Cloud's narration of Sephiroth searching shit. Go ahead.
Sephiroth didn't come out of
Yeah.
the mansion. That was kind of a red flag.
Come out of the closet, Sephiroth.
Come out of the closet, Sephiroth. No one's mad at you. Come on, just get out of the
No,
closet.
he's out of
I mean,
the
I mean,
closet,
the-
he
I
just
mean-
hasn't realized it yet.
I mean, the relatives of the people he... I mean, the relatives of the people he killed are probably bad.
No, basically, as I was referencing the South Park joke where Tom Cruise hides in Stan's closet and everybody's like, get out of the closet, Tom. No one's mad at you. No, I'm not coming out.
Was that also a reference to that time where he confessed his love for Katie Holmes?
Yeah.
That was the punchline.
That was the punchline that he was. Are you hiding something, Tom? Is there something you're not telling us? It's okay, Tom. It's okay. Nobody's is gonna mind if that's what's going on. It's fine.
No, he really just loves Katie Holmes that much. for
That's
sure.
why. That's why Trey and Matt.
Alright.
Sorry.
Sephiroth, is that just a laugh of joy?
Who is it?
I was reading this comedy book.
Traitor.
Traitor?
Traitor.
Everybody betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world.
Oh no, he's Tommy Wiseau.
You ignorant traitor. I'll tell you. This planet originally belonged to the Cetra, an itinerant race. They would travel, rest, and build for a time, then move on. So basically they're like space tourists. At the end of their hard, harsh journey, they would find the promised land and happiness everlasting. But those who rejected these ways emerged. They forsook travel, built settlements, and elected to lead an easier life. They took that which the Cetra and the planet had made without giving back anything in return. Those are your ancestors.
Sephiroth, that sounds very nice. Maybe you could write a book on that.
Book.
Something productive.
Long ago, disaster struck the planet. Your ancestors escaped. They survived because they did. But where's the fun in that, Cloud?
You know, people not dying for no reason.
It was the Cetra sacrifice that saved the planet. They died, but your ancestors went on to thrive and multiply.
And I'm sure that they respect the Cetra's sacrifice very well.
Now all that's left of the Cetra is in these reports.
You know, it's kind of ironic.
You're not here, don't talk.
What does that have to do with you? It's ironic since Sephiroth will actually end up killing the last of the Cetra.
Don't you see? An ancient named Genova was found in a 2,000-year-old geological stratum. The Genova Project, a project to produce people with the powers of the ancients, the Cetra. A project that resulted in my conception.
You were created? Shame Sephiroth didn't read the chapter revealing that Genova was actually not a part of the Cetra.
Yes. By Professor Gast, leader of the Genova Project and genius scientist.
How did he... Actually, he created a Cetra the natural way, my dude. Since Aerith is his daughter and all. Hey, Sephiroth?
I should go. Mother is waiting.
Oh, he doesn't do the skip!
I'm
He
coming.
doesn't do the giddy... He doesn't do the giddy skip.
Not just that,
Shame.
it doesn't even have the music stopping for a second and then, returning more booming. That was actually very impactful, the original.
I'm coming,
Also-
How
Mother.
did he do... How did
Also-
he do this in the 10 seconds it took for me to follow
Also,
him?
without having met him before, here's Zangan. Go on, Dweebs.
Hey, it's you. You're still sane, right?
Debatable.
I think-
Debatably.
It boggles my mind we hadn't seen before that established
Then
Cloud
come
meeting
over here and
Ringa.
help me.
I guess for the sake of this particular game, he's not super important, so...
I'll check this one. You check that one over there.
I
I
just
did get
hope
what
it's,
Tio
it's
means, though.
I
It's
just
weird
hope he's used
story-wise.
more in the character select episodes. And of course, here's the same FMV that has been created with the first Advent Children. This is content from the mid-2000s, still kicking these days.
We're getting a lot of mileage out of it.
Well, to be fair,
Well,
they could...
As long as it works.
I guess they could have technically reused the okay, was Rebirth already out by the time this chapter came out?
Nope.
Okay, then I guess never mind.
Sephiroth, what have you done? I do kind of get it, I remember when that scene was first revealed, people ate it up because it was one of the first times we got an iconic FF7 moment rendered in HD.
Sudden
So
Leprechaun.
yeah, I went from mourning the dead to suddenly fighting a giant chicken. It was
course,
a weird day.
Bird up.
Although this implies that Cloud fainted, I guess, from the sight of seeing Sephiroth do that.
Or he was, fatigued. Remember,
Maybe this is Sephiroth's secret power.
even in the
Determined to
flashback,
this.
Cloud believes he wasn't particularly strong.
But yeah, I love the hilarity of this. Yes. Oh, and I guess we skipped over that bit of him noticing his mom was dead, which is a small moment, but come on. But yeah, no, we go from, again, the death of the village to suddenly I was fighting a kickboxing chicken. I get silly stuff can happen, but Jesus, like...
I mean, that'd be like if, that'd be like if after the inciting incident of the first Avengers movie when Loki kills a bunch of people, if the very next scene, it was suddenly we saw Iron Man fighting, I don't know, a giant squirrel creature.
Well, you joke, but Squirrel Girl is a thing.
Also, Loki, well, okay, yes, it has been happening a bit in Marvel Comics, but, as a general rule of thought, mythology Loki was able to polymorph into animals very easily. That's how a couple of animals, got created in the mythology, because Loki literally gave birth to them.
And also, Jeremy, you make the Godzilla joke, but ironically enough, we'd have more chance of Godzilla crossing over with a DC character at this point.
But it has happened with...
That's the thing, Godzilla's...
On film.
That's the thing, Godzilla has been with both Marvel and DC.
The problem is that the Marvel Godzilla comics are very old, and after the license expired, they did not really bother to renew it.
That being said, recently the Marvel and DC crossovers are getting a collection, which implies that, yes, the two apparently saw
well,
eye to eye
that's the
enough
thing,
to get
Jova. If you
renewed.
remember in Doomsday Clock, one of the visions that Dr. Manhattan had is another crossover. So...
Dad? This sword.
Touching the evidence makes it look like you killed him now.
Are there any cops here anyway?
Are you implying that police are left alive after what Sephiroth did to Nibelheim?
Sephiroth? Did Sephiroth do this to you? Sephiroth. Mako reactors. Shinra.
And soldier.
I hate them all!
Rebirth...
And Cloud's like, I'm a soldier, I'm over here.
Rebirth shuffled a bit things with but even when it comes to the original game establishing, the world of 597 doesn't really have a political system. It's just a collection of city-states.
Yeah.
Collection of assholes.
And the sword just appeared out of nowhere.
Again, Rebirth shuffled a couple of things by stating that there are and were a bunch of republics, actually. That's pretty neat.
Mother, I've come for you. Please, open the
sure
door.
you did.
Do
Mommy!
you mind? I'm watching a Price is Right marathon.
Mommy, I'm home!
You murdered my dad. You burned my village.
Huh?
And then Sephiroth does the animated Bison quote of, "Oh, yeah, I killed also my father. You don't see me bragging about it."
Whoop.
I literally did that. You're too slow.
Doesn't even bother to face her.
Just walks off. Like.
Sorry, Tifa, but you're too slow.
Come on, step it up.
You promised you'd save me if I was ever in trouble.
To follow what we were saying in Last Order, again, I get the idea because this was something that happened also in the Nibelheim flashback. I get the idea this is something that the people who made that OVA, read from the script and thought this was actually was said, when in reality it was labeled a bit differently.
Hey, at least she keeps her hat on in this version.
I think she did it also originally. I don't remember. I'll need to check again.
The bell tolling. I'm guessing it's supposed to symbolize
No.
that?
Also,
If it helps
I
you-
also
if it-
have to say, sorry, go on.
If it helps you, there's Rebirth goes into further detail of how Tifa was saved from this incident.
I'll also have to say this.
Magic.
No. That's a good explanation. Mother, together we will reclaim our world. I'm home, Mommy. I'm home, and I know exactly how we can do that.
Okay, he's turned into Norman Bates now, has he?
The Promised Land.
What year was
Sephiroth,
American Psycho?
My family! My home! How could you do this?
Mommy
Psycho
told
was,
Mom.
it's just called Psycho. And
My mommy's voice in my head told me to do it.
Okay, I love how in this version they're doing this while bouncing on a giant comical red wire.
Well, that's kinda sorta how it was
Yeah.
in the original Jova. The thing is that it was better masqueraded.
With her superior power, knowledge, and magic, Mother was destined to become the ruler of this planet. My mommy was supposed to be the ruler of you all, but you all screwed her over. But they... These worthless creatures. Disgusting black creatures. Get out of my sight. They stole it from you.
Actually, that reminds me of a fun small anecdote, but I'll wait for the FMV.
But don't be sad anymore.
Yeah, there you go. If you have played any game that features Sephiroth, in the mid-2000 Kingdom Hearts or Dissidia, you know that he labels Cloud consistently as a puppet because of events that happened in the original game. Interesting to note, in the original Japanese dub, he specifically uses the term Ningen, which is instead labeled as human. So in the original dialogue, Sephiroth is literally basically saying that he's superior to the human race, and he's just labeling Cloud as just another human being. Sadly, we get the property of Squaresoft, not as in the original on the helmet, alas.
It's a shame, because we all know, turns out Shinra was being financed by Square Enix all along.
Beautiful. What about my sadness? My friends? Family? What about everything you've taken from me?
Cloud, this is not about you.
Well, what makes your loss more important than mine?
Cloud, you're just...
My loss? I've lost nothing. As for you,
You've lost your goddamn mind!
your family was a necessary sacrifice. I am the chosen one. I have been chosen to be leader of this. Oh, you're
While T-posing.
shut up! You're not the chosen one. Your tongue doesn't have a face. It is my duty to reclaim the planet that you fools stole from the Cetra. I stand to gain everything.
Sephiroth, I trusted you.
That
You
was
promised you wouldn't go insane.
that was your first mistake.
No. You're not the Sephiroth I used to know.
What makes you think
The Sephiroth I used to know.
you do?
You made that exact same joke in the original commentary.
What makes you think you know me?
And thankfully, we're spared from the rapid cutting back-to-back between Cloud and Sephiroth.
And that's the last thing I remember.
And that's how my story ends.
I guess I won and we parted ways. Wait a damn minute. That's it? No more?
Barrett,
Cloud won off screen.
allow me, Jova. Allow me, Jova. Barrett, this is my story. It will end the way I want it, or I'll.
What happened to Sephiroth?
I'm not sure, actually. Huh. But in a one-on-one fight, I couldn't have killed him.
Which begs the question:
Well,
how are you?
it's somewhat humble.
Which begs the question: how are you still here, breathing to tell us about this?
Modern
The
Shira.
records state that Sephiroth is dead. I read it in the newspaper.
Because as we all know,
Newspapers
there's never lie. I know, right?
Well, we're about to say it.
He spared you because he likes you.
Uh-huh.
We
Everyone
know this
seems
from the
to-
remake.
Everyone seems to like me
The
for some
fruitiness
reason.
exudes.
Shinra owns the newspapers. You can't believe everything you read, idiot.
Is there anything in Midgar Shinra doesn't own? I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened.
I'll
There's
make
one
my own.
newspaper.
I'll make my own newspaper just for that purpose.
The truth about 5 years ago.
I challenged Sephiroth and lived. Why didn't he kill me?
Because they wouldn't have a
Well-
game.
I'm alive too.
So-
Oh yeah,
turns
I
out-
was there, I guess.
Well, it turns out the only way we're going to learn about our past is to get those Chaos Emeralds.
Oh, what?
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes.
However, this doesn't make sense.
You're telling me.
Very
What are you
good.
talking about?
hold
It
on,
makes
hold on.
absolute sense.
hold on,
My
hold
life's
on.
just fine here.
Okay, let's go at
What
this.
about Genova? It was in the Shinra building, right?
Oh, very well, Shadow. But first, go for Radical Highway like 8 times before you do that.
But someone must have taken it, right? It went missing from the Shinra building.
You know,
It
you
was
know,
in Missile Westopolis.
you know. I know. You probably meant to say Westopolis, but yes, apparently Black Doom really likes Radical Highway.
Look, I just think Radical Highway is really cool, okay?
Sephiroth?
Damn it!
Why did you
None
say
of this
that name,
makes
Cloud?
sense. No matter how much I think about it. Oh, don't worry, Barrett. It's supposed to
Don't-
not make
don't-
sense.
That was the exact Oh, go ahead.
I've had enough. Gonna leave the thinking to all y'all.
That previous line, yeah,
I'm
that
heading downstairs. You better not keep me waiting.
yeah, that's my reaction, trying to pierce the plot of Nego Prophecy, basically. Yeah. Thanks, Barrett.
Hey,
Jesus
come on.
Christ.
They're moving
He's
the-
dead, but he's also alive. But he's dead.
No,
can have sex.
Joe. But basically, Sephiroth is only mostly dead. There's a difference between all dead and mostly dead. Please open his mouth.
How bad was I after Sephiroth attacked me?
All
Oh,
your,
no,
bones,
I-
all your
the-
bones were broken.
Well, it's more like a gigantic gashing wound, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rebirth goes into more detail about this. In fact, they have a really good original scene in this in Rebirth that expands upon this bit.
I thought you were a goner. I was devastated, so I apparently just left your body there, according to my memories. Oops.
You just left me there?
He moved
No,
you out
Aerith.
of the way. Like,
It still is a good, a good setting up the mystery, basically.
Yeah.
I had to admit, the first time I played this as a kid, I did not really caught all of these facets. Again, me not knowing much of English and my father translating a couple of things obviously did not help, but
Petra, Genova, Sephiroth.
I guess to be fair, while there are some hints there, you're not immediately led to believe that Cloud was, BSing or like that this was fake.
Well, no, I mean,
Admittedly-
also believe, understanding. Oh, wait, like that also means that's when Cloud and Tifa got separated, and that just feels weird,
I will say this.
Hold on, final summation from Red 13.
What a fascinating story.
Thank you for your
I'm here
contribution,
also.
Red.
I had a line, and I nailed it, didn't I?
And we're also spared from the scene where Barrett gives a Cloud the PHS for obvious reason. Go on, Joe.
I will say this. Ever Crisis definitely adds on a lot more dialogue to make you doubt Cloud's story, since originally in the original 7, it's like Cloud tells the story, the team reflected on it, but it wasn't so much that doubt was brought onto the story. Maybe save for Tifa acting a little uncertain about stuff, but here in Ever Crisis, I noticed that they definitely have them questioning a lot more
Also,
of the elements of the mystery.
It wasn't until June on that Tifa started making a lot of questions. But anyway, when the proper game will resume in part 26, we will have the next chapter of Crisis Core, which means Zack having to train a bunch more and then going to the fabled city of Banora. Happy fun times. However, the next actual part is about the Christmas event. So see you for that.
See ya.
Yeah.
See you then.